Today we're checking in on our first spring crop of greens in the Kratky Hydroponic tanks. It's the beginning of April. We should be having spring weather now, but instead we've been stuck at about 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and occasionally the nighttime temperatures have even gone down into the teens. So we do have a first crop in of lettuce and some other assorted greens, and what we're doing for protection while the temperatures are still cold is putting a light row cover. We actually have 2 layers on now on top of the tanks, and for some extra protection we have some more sensitive crops like the watercress, which we have under some solo cups that then have the row cover on top of that, so that gives them a little more protection underneath there. A benefit to the Kratky tanks, each one of the tanks that we have here hold 25 gallons of water. And with that, you get the heat of the water that is retained during the day, and then at night is released, and it helps again to keep those plants warm while that row cover is on top. So you get that benefit of keeping the plants even warmer with that. So we're going to take the covers off now, and then we'll take a look at each of the crops and see how they're doing. So we got the row cover taken off now. This is the only tank that we gave the extra protection to. Everything else, they can handle a little bit of cold. Getting down into those 20s, they don't really like it too much. That's why we use the row cover. But for a little extra, we have the watercress here that we just simply put an upside down solo cup on top. And between that and the row cover and the heat from that water underneath, it keeps them protected during these extreme temperatures that we're having. These seeds were only planted about 2 weeks ago, and already they're taking off. The watercress does really well in the hydroponic tanks, and they really take off quickly. So they're doing well. For the rest of the greens, we have Swiss chard here. They were seeded at the same time as the watercress, and also bok choy, which was also seeded at the same time. So all those are about 2 weeks old. After that, we have our first planting of lettuce. These are an assortment of varieties. We have some Salanova that we're trying for the first time this year, Butterhead, we have a mini romaine, and we have a red Butterhead. And these were seeded about 3 weeks ago, and they're growing quickly. They'll be ready to harvest in probably about 4 weeks. But the salad doesn't mind, the lettuce doesn't mind the cold temperatures, and they do just fine with just a light row cover for protection. And that's about it. We'll be ready for our first markets in the middle of May, where we know a lot of farmers, if they don't have high tunnel protection, they can't do anything yet. There's still snow on outside. You can see the high tunnels just this morning received a dusting of snow, and there's nothing that can be done outside just yet, but we're able to have crops going already. We have lettuce that's already 3 weeks old, and we'll be ready for our first markets.
And it's unheated.
In the middle of May. Yeah, oh yeah, and there's no heat in here. No heat at all. It's just the row covers for protection. We don't heat this high tunnel at all. So middle of May, we'll be ready for market, and we'll have our early lettuce and greens ready for our customers. So we'll check back in again. We'll take a look at some of the other houses. We'll see how they're doing. We're going to have tomatoes are going to be going into their Beto bucket house sometime next week. So we'll come back in with that, and we'll show how that planting is going when we do that.